Hello and welcome to Xena Warrior Podcast Minisodes. My name is Vera and I'm joined as always by my two elaborate co-hosts, Katie.
Hello.
And Livy.
Hi. Why elaborate?
Because we're going to be coming up with elaborate ways that Xena and Gabs have done the dirty.
Oh, are we? Like in a sex swing? in a different sex swing?
The Amazon wiggle.
Yeah,
What? I really hate that.
Yeah,
Don't ever say that
no
again.
wiggles.
We have a mini-show question today regarding when they hooked up. So,
Or is
elaborate.
it?
Yes,
Okay,
or is it?
So our second Patreon mini-sode topic is...
When did they fuck?
No. No.
I will read you what our patron Candace wrote. When do you believe that Xena and Gabrielle's relationship started to move past friendship and towards a more romantic relationship? Do you believe there is a specific episode that sparked that change?
Episode 1.
Okay, but...
When Xena does her good sitting,
that sparked a lot of changes in a lot of people. Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure we've answered a version of this before, back when we podcasted about the season 2 arc that includes Destiny, the quest, Vera's favorite episode, and a necessary evil. At the time, we felt that does feel like a moment where something happens in Xena and Gabs' relationship, because then suddenly you have the giggliness of A Day in the Life.
Well, something literally does happen. They go in for a kiss. Like, if somebody made a move. Let's theoretically, if on screen, like, if we take what happens between them, like, as only on screen, right, that means that previously before, nobody's ever tried to kiss anyone. But then suddenly in the quest, a kiss was kind of had. Therefore, we can do some stuff now.
And not only that, but then you also have in the previous episode in Destiny, Gabs sort of having, mourning Xena in this way that really suggests sort of feelings that have not yet been reciprocated. This sort of like, the things I wanted and didn't have.
Yeah.
So that feels very like it's a 1-2 punch. You go from I have these feelings to a reciprocation, and then in Day in the Life, giggly.
They're like married for 10 years
super
already.
Giggles, yeah.
Yeah, they're very comfortable with each other in A Day in the Life. That's like, that kind of relationship, you're like, definitely something happened, whether it's between those episodes or like some unwritten arc.
Now, friends.
Yes.
When you read this question in the way that we have been talking, you're both talking about, like, on screen, the point where I feel like everyone says that they became physically intimate.
Yes.
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 And like
Because of the kissing.
Because of the kissing. And you're like, oh, and they can do stuff now. And like, oh, they're married. So I feel like when we saw this topic, that's like the first place that your brain kind of goes, right? You're like, we're being asked, like, when did they become romantic? Meaning, AKA, when did they move up a level from just being gals who are pals going on adventures to being sexual.
Yeah.
And is that what romance is?
No.
Whoa.
But yeah, you just blew
Whoa.
minds.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I mean, it is true that, like, thinking about, like,
It's
season
not.
1, like, there's so many romantic moments in season 1. Like, the whole, is there a doctor in the house business is extremely romantic. Or even one episode before that with, actually, there's death mask in between.
Oh, are you talking about when Xena's all covered in seltzer?
No, I was thinking in Callisto, the campfire scene, which I think is very romantic,
That's
much plays
very
out.
intimate. That's like quite intimate.
Yeah.
Yeah. All those stupid guys in the background.
And even earlier, like, in our favorite episode, Athens Academy, like, Xena's whole reaction there feels very much like when your partner expresses a need to do something and, like, trying to be supportive,
But also hating every
But
second
also
of it.
hating it, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, as much as I totally like understand why this is such a pastime in the fandom, because like you know it's kind of part of the whole subtext main text debate that you look at the source and you say, here is the ultimate piece of evidence for my argument that subtext is main text. Like this is like the holy grail of that argument is finding the place where they fuck.
I mean, I was just trying to look, and I know I've seen these debates before, but I honestly can't think of another place aside from Between that. Yeah, three-parter and A Day in the Life.
It's oddly hard to actually come up with any other, like, I kind of, when we got this question for Patreon, I was like, oh, we'll come up with a bunch of options. Probably most of them will just be silly, and then we'll have the one that makes sense, which is the quest. And then I was like, I can't even come up with other options. Like, it's just anything further down the timeline is too late. Anything earlier sort of then doesn't make sense
with these episodes.
With that three-parter. Yeah. So, like, what? Unless you believe that, like, Xena and Gabs have been, like, hooking up on the regular, but Gabs wants, like, more commitment.
Well, listen, this is where the romance comes in. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I guess they could have been doing that. That's totally fine.
Well,
I've read fics that were, like, after season 1.
Right.
After season 1, after Doctor
so
in the
much
House.
Trauma,
really good comfort fics and stuff like that. But, like... You know, sexual intimacy does not equal romance.
No, absolutely not.
So,
yeah. I mean, I think it's pretty clear that their relationship changes over time. Like, it is amazing to go back to those early seasons and see Gabs as the sort of, like, you know, like, Xena sometimes treats her like she's her child, you know, as often as she treats her like she's her partner. So it's, like, a lot of things shift in that sort of power differential as time goes by. And I think, in a way, that's what intimacy is. It's the evening out of that power.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that, like we said, nothing in season 1 happened because you just don't even want that, really, for your story. I think you want kind of like a slow burn.
Always gotta have a slow burn. Which is funny, because then, you know, we were discussing the Javi script for the reboot, where they, like, get together right away, and that didn't really jive with our feelings about, like, what good romance on
We
screen.
like to be romanced with the romance on screen.
Yes, please.
But who wants to just see characters fall in love in a montage?
Yeah, I mean, a montage is never the way to do it.
That's like the worst thing I've ever heard.
Misinterpreting, in which case I apologize. I haven't actually read it.
But yeah, I mean, maybe this is sort of like, it's moments like these where I really go, like, oh my God, the fact that people debated, are they or aren't they, is, like, so wild to me looking back at it from 20 years later, because to me it's so clear how to interpret the show that, like, you really have to, like, imagine yourself in the middle of it, or, like, you're watching every episode as it airs and going, like, could they have fucked now? Like, okay, next week, like, maybe fucking could happen now, like, maybe.
I mean, I think we all watch it that way.
But yeah, I feel like for us, looking back, it's like, that's the moment right there.
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't like the quest, but it is the one that brought us this.
In any case,
yes.
What about Sins of the Past being the first
moment.
Episode where they were a
romantic,
quote unquote romantic?
It is very romantic.
It's the most romantic thing, because they have a meeting and then it's like missed connections, you know, because Gabs goes running after her, like has to, like, you know, goes to the airport to like get her back, basically, which is the most romantic thing you can do.
I find it extremely, like, romantic and chivalrous, like, their initial meeting, because you have Xena watching from the bushes, this, like, young little spry, like, nothing of a little girl who, like, is super brave.
Yeah.
And then
she literally gets whacked in the face or whatever because she's distracted by Gabs.
Yes.
I'm just saying, like...
Yeah, but then Gabs also is like, holy shit, I've literally never seen anything like this woman.
Right.
Like, that is her reaction, to the point where she's like, I'm going...
Dropping everything
and following you. Like, that is incredibly romantic.
I agree.
And then
I'm going with Sins of the Past.
Yeah, Sins of the Past, Dreamworker, which, has all this sort of imagery where Gabs is sort of the princess in the tower that Xena has to save.
Xena has to get oiled up to go.
Oh my God.
Save. Creepy blind man has to oil her up. Never forget.
I mean, but yeah, I feel like this is just hard-coded into the show from minute one. And yeah, there is this sort of assumption that romance equals like sexual intimacy. But I feel like Xena is the ultimate argument for why we should not equate those two things, because these two characters are romantic and intimate.
Yeah. I would say
from
also
a very, very early stage.
Mulder and Scully are a very good example of a heterosexual version of this, where it's like they do a lot of romantic stuff without anything.
Yeah,
no hanky panky.
And then when the hanky panky happens, you're like, my eyes.
Well, it had been so long. Spoilers for the X-Files, but at a certain point, you're just used to things being a certain way.
You're just used
to we've said this before,
things not being on screen.
Gosh. And then by that point, the rating had gotten like a lot worse.
Right. That's a major aspect of why it's so cringy by then.
However, they do fuck for the first time in the episode run by Gillian Anderson.
Yeah, that's true.
That is a funny fact.
We think probably not the first time, but
that's true. That's probably not the first time.
Womp womp.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You could sit there doing the same thing when was the subtext.
Why is he nude in her?
Yeah, he sure is. He sure is. And then she walks around in slow mo to Moby.
Oh man!
I know
written and
I'm having
directed.
serious deja vu.
Jar for Moby.
Yes, thank you.
The deja vu I'm having. I know that this has come up in the same way.
All of this has happened before, and all of it will happen again.
Yeah, and of course, I just feel like this question will be different to anybody who's like looking for a certain thing. Like, obviously, like just to keep on with the X-Files, like. In that fandom, it was like the no Romo and the Romo and all that stuff. But like, if you're looking for a certain kind of representation, then you want to find like that moment where they're like, yes, we're girlfriends.
Right. That's so important. The actual declaration. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
But just in terms of their like whole story and their relationship, like I think it's from the get-go.
As far as romance, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I was also trying to imagine like a version, where it happened like way further down the line, and it makes certain things not even really like make sense, because you're like, I mean, not only as we were saying the whole quest storyline, but also stuff like the Rift, where you just feel like they have to be in a romantic relationship by that point, or else the drama just isn't the same.
Just some friends fighting over dead children.
Yeah. Oh man.
So yeah, Candace, this is maybe more on the mini side of our minisodes. But we hope we have answered your question.
I love having a
full.
Yeah. I mean, I love having a much more definitive answer to things.
Yeah, it's true.
Like,
it's nice,
I mean, not
it's nice
that
to know the answer.
Yeah.
It's like, on the essay test when you're just like, oh yeah, it's because of this. Proof. The end. I have now proved it.
Bubble in C.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I guess, maybe everyone listening can let us know if, like, they have a different point in the series that makes sense to them, or if everybody has kind of, over the years, mutually agreed upon this quest area / a day in the life area as fanon. Let us know. And then, and then everybody has what makes this relationship special to themselves, like, as what is more important.
It is interesting that it's quite often the number one translation is the sexual relationship, like confirmation of a sexual relationship, which still puts this show on those lists of like queer baiting, which just recently happened again for Xena.
It did?
Remember not too long ago?
Oh, that listicle with the just emojis Autostraddle did, Yes. So, there's like a whole thing going on nowadays where people don't understand queer baiting at all.
Yeah, it's getting
0%.
Quite muddled as a thing.
Yeah.
It's just interesting that a list like that does not see this relationship as...
and of course it just always reads to me as like, you haven't watched this program, have you? Have you ever seen it? Oh yeah, I forgot about that article.
Maybe for the best.
It was. It just said that they were like number whatever, and then it said the originals.
Right.
Yeah.
That was it. Great.
Yeah, they were up there.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, I think not to get like too deep or like in the weeds, like I think the language that we have now to talk about the way humans are and the way like people's sexualities are is a lot different than it was 25 years ago. Like maybe it's closer to how it was in ancient Greece. I don't know.
Like 3 different words for love, right?
Yeah. You know, but you know, I think that more people are kind of understanding that you can be romantic, but not want to be intimate with someone. You can, like, want to have sex and not want a romantic relationship. You know, you can be aromantic, like, you can be asexual, you can be bisexual, you can be whatever, and you can hate labels. So I think that, like, that kind of muddies the discussion. Not muddies, like, I don't mean that in, like, a bad way. It makes it more complicated and interesting to look at their relationship through that kind of lens, through a queer lens, than just like the debate 25 years ago where maybe it was just mostly like, we need to see them fucking. We need to see them kissing. Well, not fucking. But you know what I mean? We need to see them kissing, and we need to see this happening to know that they are gay. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like, I think that that's important, and I think that the conversations that we're having now are also important about how you look at it, and context is key, as we've said a lot before. So yeah, like, I think that, yeah, like, I think everyone, if you're reading a question like that, you'll first kind of go, when did they become romantic? Means, when did they like start kissing, and when were they physically intimate? When, to me, after I take a second, I'm like, nope, that's not what that means. So hopefully, Candace, I don't know exactly what you meant, but I think we have answered in 2 different ways.
Yeah, and given you some food for thought.
Yeah.
about framing these ideas.
Yeah. For once, Xenoware podcast, like, fairly brief.
Oh,
in,
wow.
like, knowing what to say-ish.
Yeah, ish.
Like,
Merry Christmas to
Merry
us.
Christmas. I know.
Happy holidays. Some of us are
well,
Jewish.
everyone's busy. Everyone's busy. Everyone has, like, shopping or what have you to do.
Yeah.
Oh, although I guess we could be accompanying them whilst shopping. So
That's right. That's how I listen to podcasts.
Yeah, let's do like a steal from like a NPR pop culture happy hour and be like, do a round of what's making us happy. Or wait, on My Favorite Murder they call it the fucking hooray.
Fucking hooray.
I think, yeah. It's been a long time unless they...
That's what Xena and Gabs did.
Yeah.
Unless they don't
the
say that
quest.
anymore, or I've forgotten, because I'm so far behind in that. It's not even funny. Like, I think the last episode on my phone is from May.
Oh, no.
I don't know. You should not go in order. That's your problem.
I know. Well, so they do full episodes, minisodes, and live episodes. So I've just been listening to like the regular ones.
Well, they are $1 million podcasters.
The dream!
With Stitcher Premium. So, well, this is a My Favorite Murder fandom podcast now.
Oh, that wasn't my thing. Obviously,
Yeah, that's not
stressing
even what's
me out.
making you happy. Yeah.
Yeah, you go first.
What's making me happy? Well, it is December in New York. That is the cutest time to be in New York.
If you're a dog.
If you're a dog, for sure. You wear a sweater, you wear a fun coat. No, but what really made me happy recently was watching this Hallmark Christmas movie with Elizabeth Mitchell.
Oh my God!
Genuinely made me happy. Elizabeth Mitchell is the cutest human being on earth. And she made a Hallmark movie, like, really good because of her just energy.
If you don't know Elizabeth Mitchell by name, she played Juliet on Lost.
She was also in Gia.
In Gia.
Some people might
think
think
Gia, yes.
Yes, indeed.
Not Gia, yeah.
Yeah. And V, fun times.
Yeah.
Fun times. More recent. Yeah, oh my God. That's so cute that you said
what is
that.
the name of that one?
It's called The Christmas Club.
Yes. And maybe you can catch it on a rerun of some sort.
Because, like, surprise, at least one of us, me and Katie, likes to watch these stupid movies.
Katie, guys, let's be real here. Katie records like every single one of them.
But I don't watch them all.
Our DVR is full of, and they all have the same title.
Yeah, you can't tell them apart.
Like A Christmas Wish, A Christmas Sock, A Christmas Club.
Of the season, it's like you just set them all to record, and then by the end you're just like, no, you only watch the ones with either the person that you like from something else. So like this year was Elizabeth Mitchell, or the like A-list hallmarks.
Okay, what is that?
I don't want to even mention them by name. They don't deserve it. But like also this year Timber Zone is going to be in one. From Doc Holliday, Winona Earp. I'm excited. I'm very excited about that. Well, this is your fucking her.
Sorry. Do
you want to talk more about the Elizabeth Mitchell one?
I love her. She was so great. You know, she was one of those people that we had previous IMDb experiences with. I think we explained, like, when you get into a person, you go through their whole IMDb, and she was one of our peeps back in the day. So it's been a while since I've seen her in anything. So it was like a joy to see her again, because she really honestly elevated that movie, and everybody who like was in the scene with her acted better, I think, because of her general energy. So it was cute. Nuts how good she was in it. It's so cute. Like the cutest ever, maybe? Yeah. So yeah, what is a Christmas Club?
The Christmas Club.
Yeah, go
you
find it.
Up with the Santa Claus too, baby.
Oh yeah, that's right. She's in that. Okay, Liv, what's making you happy?
Okay, I feel like I have two different like categories of things. The first is that I recently read two different novels that are both sci-fi fantasy, and both had really awesome queer lady romances, however you define romance, at the center of the book. One is called The Priory of the Orange Tree, and one is called This Is How You Lose the Time War.
I've heard of both of these.
They're both really fun. I just finished This Is How You Lose the Time War. And like I was actually thinking about that as we were having this conversation, because the characters don't even like, they're both, you know, agents, like time traveling agents. So they don't even really like occupy the same like physical space. And yet it's super romantic. Like they neither kiss nor fuck.
Sweet.
Wow.
Swooning over them.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's really short. It's under 200 pages.
Ooh, I can do it then. I can do it then.
really quick, beautiful read.
Sweet.
Heartily recommend. The second thing that is making me happy is that we are doing our Star Wars rewatch in anticipation of Rise of Skywalker.
That's also making me happy.
Yeah, it's been really fun. There was lots of debate about what order to screen the films in.
Well, but I feel like one aspect of how we're watching it, continue on.
Yeah, I, as you may know from listening to the podcast, am one of the few people on Earth who loves the prequels best. So I was, and throughout this whole process of discussing the order to watch them, I was like, as long as we do the prequels, put the prequels in. I don't need you to start with the prequels, but I need them to be included. And I feel like there are two different like strategies. Some people say to actually do the prequels like after Empire Strikes Back. Like you have like Star Wars spoilers, I guess, the big revelation at the end of Empire Strikes Back, and then you go to the prequels to sort of be like, how could that be true? And then like the way we decided to actually do it is to finish Return of the Jedi and then do the prequels. So, you know, basically watching the movies in the order in which they were made, which makes sense.
I think it's better that way.
But I like
and well, part of the equation though that's missing is that we're watching them with someone who has not as familiar
hasn't
with them.
Really seen them.
So starting with the prequels, like specifically, and knowing really your audience would probably have been a terrible idea.
Maybe she would have just been like, "Oh my god, I've never seen anything like this before."
I would say
like true. No one has seen anything like the prequels.
Yeah. No.
But yeah, the prequels always make me happy, and Here's to them.
Just the prequels.
And I bet you that whatever happens in Rise of Skywalker will totally be like, you'll be like, oh, I'm so glad the prequels exist. Otherwise, that wouldn't have made sense.
Oh my goodness.
Oh boy.
I'm excited to see the prequels, but especially when you command the Olivia supercut of it.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't included that. We're not actually watching the prequels in full.
Well, mainly because we literally don't have time.
That's true.
Not for any.
But yeah,
so
I have to figure out a great way to like fast forward the prequels in a way that preserves their essence.
Oh boy.
Yes. Well, shout out Amanda. I hope you're gonna enjoy these prequels. Liv's working hard on you.
Oh boy.
Katie?
Well, I mean, that would segue. I'll say a couple then, because I feel like maybe this counts for everyone and the whole world.
Yeah.
Like, to jump off from Star Wars, that, of course, we have been watching The Mandalorian, and of course, we're all fucking obsessed with Baby Yoda. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I just, like, will look at a little picture of Baby Yoda in the middle of the day at work and just, like, infused with joy. So, like
Maggie Simpson, do it for her.
Exactly. Yeah. So cute and very good. I'm enjoying it a lot.
Yeah.
What else? I was like happy that Vera said that Hallmark thing, and that reminded me. This is not my other thing, but that also just reminded me that whilst we're on the subject, that like next year Clea Duvall is making a Christmas movie with Kristen Stewart and Mackenzie Davis.
But this is not for
Hallmark.
It's not for Hallmark.
Can you imagine?
LOL.
Well, this sounds more high budget.
That's a real
proper movie.
Speaking of Mackenzie Davis, this is not, I wouldn't call it like joyous, but it's just definitely a recommendation. We did see the new Terminator movie, and it was extremely surprisingly great.
Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was really emotional. She's like, if you just want to, look at something good, go ahead and just look at that.
Her neck is so long.
I mean, yeah.
I've never seen a neck so long.
You fell asleep during that movie that one of the actresses in had a very long neck during the Christmas movie.
Oh, in the Lisbeth Christmas movie?
If you weren't asleep, you would have seen.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't think that Christmas
It's
movie brought Olivia joy.
Yeah, the things that bring me joy don't bring other people
But like
joy.
that's elegant. We don't mean that.
Star Wars prequels, the part where they talk about the taxes, that's the best.
It sounds like it's
Olivia.
in a bad way, but that's like elegant and swan-like.
Oh yes. Obviously having a long neck is not a bad thing. If you're a giraffe.
Or a dino.
Right.
Well.
Oh wait, I was gonna say my real thing.
Oh yeah,
I'm like obsessed with that Dolly Parton's America podcast. It's really good. I recommend it if you want to listen to a 9-part series podcast about Dolly Parton, which then also this past weekend I think I got to watch it still. Hallmark movie.
Yeah, Dollywood.
Christmas at Dollywood.
Oh boy.
Very exciting.
Wow.
But it's really good. I really recommend it. Yeah, if you're looking for something to listen to.
Well, I hope that you guys have a lot of great, joyous things, and actually shout them out to us, tweet us, and just give us comments of what makes you happy, and follow us on all that stuff and things.
Cool. We are on the internets at xenawarriorpodcast.com. We are on all of the other stuff. You can listen to it anywhere, as you know by now. Like Apple Podcasts is the place, and you can rate and leave reviews and stuff, and download on our website, etc., etc. We are on Twitter. At Twitter. We are on Twitter at Twitter. Xena Warrior Pod. Everything else. Xena Warrior Podcast, and then also on Patreon, Xena Warrior Podcast. We recently, in the last month or so, posted the last installment of, not the last installment, but the most recent installment.
Latest is what the word you're looking for.
Most recent installment of the Lucy Lass IMDb experience about mainly locusts and vampire bats. You're gonna go check that out over there.
Another thing that definitely made us happy.
For sure. And yeah, that's all. Next. Oh, we do know maybe a little schedule update.
Yeah.
Just so that you're aware, going around the holiday times. We will have another episode in 2 weeks, as per the usual schedule, for your Christmas Eve. And it will be another Patreon episode that is Christmas themed. Not necessarily Xena related, but I feel like we can make it be in some ways.
I'm very curious now.
Yeah.
But if you want to prepare ahead of time, please enjoy and watch the movie while you were sleeping. Starring Sandra Bullock.
Yeah. Exciting.
I'm very excited about that. Okay.
Alrighty. The power.
The passion.
The podcast.